I'm Jason Gould, Managing Director of the Education Company. I think we've been a BESa member for probably 10 years now. We work for a good handful of your members and have worked on a couple of big research projects with you. We manage data for probably just north of about 150 education suppliers. So GDPR has been a big thing for us. We've been looking at it for probably, well, we've been worrying about it for 2 years, and we've been dealing with it sort of head on for about a year now. A lot of people are calling it an opportunity, a lot of people are saying it's a threat, but actually I think the key thing that we've identified, it isn't actually as different to today's legislation as people think. The Data Protection Act is already very strong. It's a sort of refresh of that, but there are some threats, but there are also some opportunities as well. I think it is. I mean, there are three elements of GDPR that people need to think about. And they are three different things. I mean, one is clearly if your system stores data about students and children, there's a big piece there. I think it's a very misunderstood piece. I know a lot of your members are getting a lot of requests from schools to say, are they compliant, etc. And actually, the schools should really be asking themselves that in the same rather than necessarily the suppliers. But clearly that puts a lot of stress. I think Patrick said that you're going to be talking to the DfE about that particular problem. Then there is the storage element of GDPR. They've strengthened that. So we all do need to store our data in a more secure way. And I do know, not BESa members, but I do know a few companies that are transferring student data and it's not encrypted. Well, that's definitely a big no-no. It's a big no-no now, and it's definitely a big no-no after that. So that's the second thing, is encryption. Then the third thing, which today's seminar was about, was the marketing element. And I don't think the changes are dramatic, but people certainly need to be aware of them, and depending on the kind of publicity that GDPR gets will depend on how much that starts to get enforced. But broadly speaking, one of the things we pointed out in the meeting was that the ICO haven't fined anyone for B2B discretions in marketing for 3 years, and ultimately we are B2B, so we need to do a good job, but I don't think we need to panic. It's a great opportunity to work with members and to help them. I think the great thing about BESa is obviously all the members, they're competitors, but broadly speaking, they want to support each other. And I think this is the GDPR question is a question that we all want answered. We all want a practical and pragmatic approach to it. So yeah, it was a great opportunity really to share our insight. We've been fortunate that we've got input from multiple channels. So we've obviously done our own legal work, but equally we're working with probably 30 or 40 big education suppliers. So we've got the benefit of knowing what they're doing. And I think it was only really fair that knowledge is shared amongst the whole sector. So yeah, it was an easy decision to come and work with you on it.